Vegetarian Kitchen. This is the second show, the second side dish show. Anyway, what we're gonna do today is I'm gonna make some roasted potatoes with rosemary and paprika. I make couscous, which pretty simple, but it's nice. We're gonna make a dokla, which is a steamed bread made from chickpea flour. It's from India. So we got a good show coming up. Anyway, first thing I want to do, it's pretty easy. We all like easy, right? I want to make roasted potatoes. Okay, now I have my potatoes peeled. Now when you peel potatoes ahead of time, if you put them in cold water, they don't turn brown, you know? Potatoes are subject to what's called oxidation, and when you put them in the water, they're not in contact with the oxygen in the air, so they don't turn brown. Anyway, what I do is take the potatoes. These are what you might call medium potatoes. See the size of those right there? You can see those. 2, 3 of them fit in the palm of my hand. Anyway, I take them and I quarter them lengthwise. That's my preferred cut. You can roast them whole. They take a little longer, but cut them lengthwise. Okay, very simple. I'm going to put them into a shallow pan. Okay, now I take olive oil. All right, liberal sprinkling of olive oil. I use 2½ tablespoons olive oil. A little bit of salt, ½ teaspoon of salt, okay. Paprika, maybe almost a teaspoon. Paprika adds a nice color, turn a nice orange color. I need to dry my hands here because what I have is some whole rosemary. If you have fresh rosemary, if you have rosemary in your garden, boy, use it. It's really good. But this is dried whole rosemary, and I'm taking, that's about approximately a teaspoon. Okay, and I take it, and what I do is I just take my fingers and crush the leaves a little bit. What that does, it releases a little bit of the volatile oils. I want to use a little more. I don't think that's enough. So, teaspoon and a half, okay? You take it and you crush it. You don't need to make it into powder. You just need to break the leaves up a little bit, and it releases the oil, it releases more flavor, okay? Now what I do is I take these and I mix them, mix the oil and the salt, paprika, rosemary, get the potatoes covered real nice, fairly evenly if you can, and you end up with, so these look like colorful French fries almost. And what I like to do is have the cut side facing up. Okay, so you have the round skin side of the potato on the bottom of the pan, the cut side facing up. It's just a personal preference, not necessary. Doesn't really make that much difference. It means there's more surface that's exposed to the air, and occasionally these will get nice and crisp on the outside, you know. So this is it. What you do now is you take these and put them into a hot oven, a 400-degree oven, okay, and cook them until they're tender. This is what you end up with. I cooked some before. Now these I took out of the oven, and they are delicious accompaniment to Mediterranean style dishes. I don't know if they necessarily go well with pasta. It's a lot of starch. But if you have a nice roasted red pepper salad, or we made a cucumber and tomato salad here, these would be a really nice accompaniment. Serve these right out of the oven, really hot, okay? So you want to time this. These take about a ½ an hour to cook. So you want to time this, put these in a ½ hour before your meal is served, okay? And these are really, really tasty. Okay, so that's the first half of our Mediterranean Stop. The second part of it is couscous, which is really easy. Couscous is a semolina. It's like Moroccan pasta. Okay, so I take a bowl. All right, get this out of the way. And I have here 2.5 cups of couscous. Okay. What I'm going to do, I'm going to go over to the stove. I have some boiling water. Okay, so I put the couscous into a bowl. Take a little bit of salt, sprinkle it on there. Okay, and this one I take some butter, a tablespoon of butter, pour that right in there. Okay, I'm going to go over to the stove. I'm going to get 2 cups. Ouch. 2 cups of boiling water. All right, exactly 2 cups. So, I pour that right over the couscous, okay? All right. Stir it up. I cover it, and I'll put this in a warm place on the stove, okay? This does not need to cook. It's all done. The other thing to do, you can do it, you can put 2 cups of water in a pot, bring it to a boil, dump your couscous, butter, and salt into that pot, shut it off, cover it, you're done. Wait, half hour later, your couscous absorbs all the water, it's tender, you stir it up with a fork, and that's it, you're done. It's a perfect side dish. You can serve it with sauces, with all kinds of different things, vegetables. It goes well with spicy dishes because it's fairly bland. That's all there is to it. And in about a half hour, you pull out your potatoes. You could have potatoes, couscous. Well, never mind. All starch. Anyway, that's that. So, I'll be back in a second, and we'll go to India. All right. Now, we have our couscous steaming, our potatoes roasting. The next thing we want to do is to make dokla. Dokla is a dish from India. It's chickpea flour bread. It's a steamed bread. It's made with chickpea flour. It's high in protein. It's easy to digest. It's very good. It has a really good with a meal with curries and different things. Now what this is, I don't know if you can see this or not. This is a chickpea flour that I get. Obviously, I put this into a jar for myself. It's also called besan, gram flour. It's ground chickpeas, basically. Sometimes this is roasted. It should be. For this, I'm sorry, I need to refer to my notes. This recipe is precise. I don't usually do this, but I take 1.5 cups of chickpea flour. Okay. Now, this bread is made. It's steamed. Okay. So I'll show you the second kind. In the first side dish show, I showed you a tall steamer for the tamales. Do you remember the tamales? Okay. Anyway, with this, I make more or less a flat steamer, and I'll show you how that works. It steams. This takes about 20 minutes or so to cook, and this is a good bread. Boy, this is one of my favorites. It's a nice thing, almost like Indian cornbread, you know. All right, so 1.5 cups chickpea flour.